You know, some things change, and some things, like me not having a screen recorder, never will. I'm not planning on making this a trend. I realized that I'm sitting here after having just moved into what I'm basically my own place, uh, like 10 years since I've done these, that it has been a really long time. And I started playing Mario Kart 8 again, especially with Wave 4 having come out, and it made me nostalgic. So I thought, for old time's sake, it would be fun to make an old, shitty quality video like I did when I was 15 on YouTube in high school of me playing Mario Kart. Back then it was Mario Kart Wii, and I was rambling on about, Vocaloid and YouTubers that I used to watch, and part of me wants to go back and watch those videos, but I know that they were the cringiest thing in the world, and, I'm an adult now. I have a full-time job, I graduated high school and college, and I still like Mario Kart, and I still like making silly YouTube videos. Some things just do not change. And so I figured I would go through and do my favorite course out of each of the DLC packs we've gotten so far, and just talk to you like I used to. And if this isn't your kind of content, and this isn't what you're here for, I get that. Oh my god, those turns were terrible. I get that, but I felt nostalgic, and so I'm not expecting this to do well. I'm not, expecting people to watch. This is more so for me, and more so to reminisce on how things used to be. I think I pronounced that wrong. But yeah, Coconut Mall came back in Wave 1 of the DLC, and these Wii tracks and the DS tracks are honestly the ones that make me the most nostalgic, and, this is why I decided to do this today. It looks about how I remember. I don't like that these escalators are now, the conveyor belts, because I felt like the escalators, without the arrows pointing you in the direction you were supposed to go was cool. But now it's a little easy, but, it's still fun. And the one unfortunate thing of moving out is my mom and I used to play Mario Kart a lot too. And, she never quite got into 8 as much as she got into Wii. But now that the Booster Course Pass has so many, a couple more new Wii tracks that we used to play on, I can't wait to go home and visit at some point and show her, and maybe, let her play on them, so that she can see just how much things have changed on them. But I feel like it will still be more familiar to her than some of the tracks in 8, which would be really fun to kind of get that connection again. So, if any of you are out there watching this, how are you? If any of you were here from the start, I'm curious at how things have changed for you as well. I know that my audience and my demographic has changed as I got older, because I shifted more into Super Smash Brothers and into a little bit of League of Legends, but not a whole lot. And then I stopped posting for a while because I got busy and didn't really know what to post. But, sometimes it's good to just go back to how things used to be. I think, trying to decide on what track I'm going to play next. Because obviously, I want to play Ninja Hideaway, because Ninja Hideaway is, super sick. But I also liked Sky Garden back in the day when I played Mario Kart DS. I think I'm going to do Ninja Hideaway. And then I'm also kind of just, mentally thinking about what tracks I'm going to do for the next cups going forward. But honestly, Wave 4, the wave that just came out, has some really cool tracks in both sets. And I went into the Fruit Cup after having watched a YouTube video of it. And Yoshi's Island is a pretty cool track. I don't know if that's the one I'm going to do today, but it is a pretty cool track. And one that... Oh, okay. Nice job. And one that I think is really cool, but I also didn't really play Super Mario World 2. I didn't play Yoshi's Island, so it isn't as, I don't feel it as much as, DK Summit or something from an old Mario Kart from when I was a kid. But I played the Boomerang, I believe, is the second cup in Wave 4. I played the Boomerang Cup blind, and I'm really glad I played it blind, because, wow, this is not going great. But I'm really glad I played it blind, because Singapore Speedway being at the very end of that, and the way that they handled it for the booster course pass is insane, and it felt really cool to experience it for the first time. But this is, so far, a disaster, and don't come at me for my driving. I still don't have a license, even though I'm 25 now, but it's something I'm going to be doing eventually, pretty soon coming up. It's really kind of the last thing on my checklist to adulthood. For me, it was graduating college and getting a full-time job and moving out and learning how to drive. And I have done 3 of those now. So now it is just finally learning how to drive, and then from there I completely have, the freedom and independence to be... Wow, that was... Okay. When I said some things never change, I was hoping that my commentary at least had gotten better. It seems like it's about the same. But, right now we're just kind of rolling with it. Holy shit. I flung off that corner the same way both times, and if it happens on the 3rd lap, I might scream. But, we're rolling with it. We're rolling with, the cringe and the awkwardness. I've kind of learned through my retail jobs, my couple retail jobs I've worked, how to come out of my shell and just kind of roll with it. You drop a pen in front of a customer and you just go, today is not my day, and you laugh it off. Or you go, or I can throw things and try to, play it off to be funny. You're probably not going to see that person again unless they're a regular. Kind of riding that same energy of, I know that this... Holy shit. I know that this isn't the highest quality that it could be. I still don't have a capture card. I still am not the best driver in this. But, that's part of the fun, and that's part of the nostalgia. And I'm going to keep throwing around this, this nostalgia word. But, that's what this felt like to me. I literally was going to just play for fun today, and I started off the first track, and then I was like, I want to record this. I want this to be an experience for me to look back on, and I'm going to get 2nd place because I hit that corner weird. Whatever, it's fine. I haven't actually played much in Ninja Hideaway, because I didn't play Mario Kart Tour. I played it at the beginning, and then I uninstalled it, and by the time I'd uninstalled it, Ninja Hideaway wasn't in the game yet. But, where was I going with this? Oh! I've only played that track, twice, and so that's, my 3rd time playing it, and it's kind of difficult. Ooh, I know what I'm playing. I almost cried when I played this for the first time in the Booster Course Pass. This was literally my favorite track in the entirety of Mario Kart DS. Played it all the time. And it was recreated so faithfully, down to the sound effects. I'll let you guys give it a listen. Here, let me see if I can pick up a item box. Or miss all of them. Hang on. We're gonna hit an item box. Oh, I mean, the next ones are higher up. Okay. I'm trying to be quiet so that you can hear it. And just, they've recreated it so well, and hearing the music and seeing the lights and getting to do this on, on the Switch was just... This is such a good feeling. This... Again, so much time has passed, but some things stay the same, and this is still probably one of my favorite Mario Kart tracks in history. I think the only ones left for me that I really like and want in this booster course that I don't think are going to happen, unfortunately, but I can hope, are Dry Dry Ruins and Moonview Highway off of Mario Kart Wii. Because Mario Kart Wii had my favorite Special Cup growing up. I think Dry Dry Ruins was an opener that had to grow on me. Why am I writing that wall? That had to grow on me, but once it did, I really liked it. And Moonview Highway is one of my other favorite Mario Kart courses, in all of Mario Kart's history. And then I think Wii Bowser Castle and Wii Rainbow Road are also both just really solid. And Wii Rainbow Road is actually rumored to be coming back at the very end of the booster course, in Wave 6. And I am not surprised. It just got added to Tour, and the last track in the prefix State of Mind is a Wii track. So it is probably going to be Wii Rainbow Road, which is pretty cool. But I think that has the most solid special cut in the series, and I would have loved for those tracks to come back. Especially because if Koopa Cape comes back, which also is Data Mined 2, then I believe that's all of the Star Cup. I'm trying to remember what was the first track in the Star Cup, because I know that it's Koopa Cape, Maple Treeway, Moonview Highway, Koopa Cape, Maple Treeway, Grumble Volcano, and all three of those are going to be in the game if Koopa Cape gets added. I just do not remember what the first one of the Star Cup is, because I want to say it might have been DK Summit, but DK Summit might have been Flower. I'll have to like Google that later, but if that's the case and the entire Star Cup is in here from Wii, like that was also a pretty solid cup. But I think that like I'm pretty happy with the stuff that we've gotten in this booster course, and I'm also really happy with the representation that we've gotten, not just for Mario Kart Tour, because I never really played that game. You really fucking tried it. That's the other thing that's changed now that I'm an adult is I swear like a sailor. But, you know, we're all adults here at this point. It'd be like that. But anyways, what I was saying is not only for Mario Kart Tour, because I haven't played Mario Kart Tour, really. So this is my first experience with a lot of these city tracks, minus the first couple that were released. But also the stuff from Mario Kart 7, because all the tracks I liked in Mario Kart 7 for the most part, because I don't actually have that game. I have a 3DS now, but back in the day I didn't have one. The tracks from 7 that I liked, so Music Park, Piranha Plant Slide, DK Jungle, those are in this game, so I didn't need to worry so much about it. And then the DLC from the Wii U version added Neo Bowser City, and then the booster course has added a couple cool ones. It's rumored to be adding Shy Guy Bazaar, which was one of the other ones I thought aesthetically looked really cool. I think all that's really missing for 3DS tracks that I feel like I would maybe like is Wario's Shipyard, possibly is a fan favorite. I don't think I've played on it enough to really know. But on to the track I am playing right now. Sky High Sunday is another one of those tracks that I've only played once or twice when the wave first came out. And for something that looks like a simple loop, what the absolute fuck is this track? I love it, and it's really great, but it's so complicated for just a simple loop. And I think that the Nitro tracks from Tour are some of the coolest concepts, especially because this dual released in Tour and in Mario Kart 8 with its own physics for both games. Like, this has the anti-grav here, and instead they're just trickable ramps, I believe, and they're trickable ramps in Tour. What the fuck is happening? Okay. It also is very Fall Guys, which I know a lot of people on the internet have said, and I do actually play a little bit of Fall Guys, but not a whole lot. It was just something my friends and I were doing once cross-platform happened, and I got the Hatsune Miku stuff because I thought that stuff was, cool. But yeah, besides that, I haven't played it a whole lot, but this is very Fall Guys and very obstacle course. I still have this horn, but I'm gonna hold on to it for the next blue. You know, I actually might have been holding it when that first blue came, and I could have probably used it, but I had already slipped on a banana anyway, so it wasn't really the biggest deal. But I'm kind of front running this one super hard, so I'm expecting a blue or a red. Although I need to not get baited out by a red, because a couple times when I was playing the other night when Wave 4 first came out, even when I was playing online a little bit, I'd get a horn, and a red would come. And I'd use my horn on the red, and as soon as I did, a blue would come. And that's the thing. I'm fine not being able to use my items. I'm just gonna... yeah. And then take the corner I knew it! See? That's exactly what I was just talking about. I use it on the red so I don't eat the red, and then a blue comes right after. It's actually honestly bullshit how much that happens, and I feel like it's planned. I need to stop. I need to just eat the red and then use it on the blue. I feel like regardless you're getting hit, so I don't know if it's worth it, if the risk reward there is worth it, but I feel like I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I actually, believe it or not, don't like Maple Tree Way. It's my least favorite Wii track. I was saying that that's a good Star Cup. It's a good Star Cup because of Koopa Cape and Grumble Volcano. But we are going to be doing Boo Lake because the GBA tracks, whenever they get ported, are amazing because that game was flat like the SNES game was. But look at how cool they made this. Like, this course is so dramatic now, and you could tell me with the new sorry, you could tell me with the new layout and everything that this was a course from, you know, a newer game, and I'd believe you. And they even added anti-grav into this as well, kind of like what they did with GBA Mario Circuit. When Mario Kart 7 first added underwater and gliders, I wasn't quite sure what kind of game we were getting into. But now, after getting used to it, after all these years playing Mario Kart 7 and especially, you know, Mario Kart 8 and 8 Deluxe, I think it's seamless. I honestly think that Mario Kart still feels, you know, the same, which is good. Because I remember being worried about that as a kid when 7 first was announced and had those features. I was like, well, what? Like, that's gonna feel so weird, but it honestly really doesn't. Okay, that's not water you actually can get into, which I figured. Okay, thank God I'm actually not in first. I was about to be like, wow, you know, like, bitch passed me, but, like, it's a good thing she did, I guess. Thank you for taking that one for the team. This is so cheesy of me to actually be doing, and like I said, I'm not gonna make a habit out of this. I just... This felt like the right thing to do. It's so cliche to be like, for my inner child or whatever, but like... this is something I missed about making silly YouTube videos and sitting in my bedroom with the door closed because I was too embarrassed for my parents to hear me and didn't want them to walk in on me recording. I once actually made my mom sit and watch because we were hanging out, and I was thinking that, you know, while I was recording, she would say more on the camera, and she said like 1 or 2 things, but she really kind of just like didn't want to, and I respect that. But I remember it being so cringe, like I really just like didn't want my parents to see, and like whenever my aunt or my grandma had visited, I remember still, you know, doing the same thing. Like my grandma was downstairs watching, you know, religious stuff on the TV because she was really religious, and, you know, watching my dogs because she was, you know, she was over and I was still like a kid. And I remember going upstairs from school and recording a whole series of YouTube videos. You actually probably could dig them up if you really wanted to torment me. They were the game day series that I had done, and I remember just playing all of my Wii games. I don't actually like Peach Gardens, but I like the twist that they did to the end of it. But I think... Do I do 3DS Rainbow or do I do Merry Mountain? 3DS Rainbow, just because it's such a... I don't know, it's a fan favorite, I guess. But yeah, I remember doing game day and playing all of my Wii games just like a little bit at a time. I think I did do a cup in Mario Kart Wii. No, I did Battle Mode, I think, in Mario Kart Wii. And then I did Mario Sports Mix, I think. And I did Wii Play Motion and Wii Sports Resort and Wii Party and all of that. And Mario Party 9. And I did a whole lot of Mario Party 9. I was doing a whole Let's Play, but I don't know if I ever finished it. But I also did, like, the Boss Rush and, you know, all of that stuff. And I did, you know, London Party, Mario and Sonic. And I did Mario Kart not only regularly, but also redos of the cups I did bad on to get a star on. And I did, the Mirror Mode. At least I started Mirror Mode. I don't remember if I finished Mirror Mode. And then I did, you know, my online Wi-Fi series where I made a me of a YouTuber I liked and played as them. And that, growing up, you know, it's silly, but I had the dedication to... I'm really not paying attention, wow. But I had the dedication at least to post one of those, like, once a week or a couple times a week. Oh, fuck you. Jesus Christ. Okay. But yeah, like, and that's one of the first Let's Plays or, like, Let's Play series I actually finished. And I remember being so sad when Wii's Wi-Fi went down because I used to play Mario Kart Wii online all the time. And I played some 8 online. I played some 8 online before Wave 4 came out. and I played some online after Wave 4 came out the other day. And that's all that I've done recently, but I would love to, in my free time, go back to it, like, not really to grind or anything. Okay, cool, you don't count as falling off here, because the moon is still under you. Not really to grind or anything, because I never really cared about my my ranking in this, because, you know, it's not... I don't know, I feel like it's not a flex, as silly as it is. So I mostly just played Mario Kart Wii Online for casually, and I do the same with 8. Because if I really wanted to be sweaty and play something online, it's like, that's what I have, you know, League of Legends for, unfortunately, as toxic as that environment is. But, I don't know, part of me missed playing Mario Kart in my free time. Wow! Just completely thread that gap, girl. Slay queening. Iconic. I don't know. Oh, okay. Let's not drift like that. Can I pull this out if I drift properly? Yes. Question mark? Yes. Okay. Cool. But, yeah, I know, I was really sad. Okay. Falling off even when I'm not controlling it anymore. But I was really sad when Mario Kart Wii's Wi-Fi went down, and I haven't played 8 as much, even though it's the same thing and I could. But it just, something about playing Wii Online as a teenager was, speaking of Wii, we're going to DK Summit, because this track is great. But it hit different from the eyes of a teenager. Now that I'm, you know, a grown adult, it doesn't quite hit the same. But it is still fun, and it's just, I have other games that I play, and, you know, I'm usually, you know, at work during the day, and then I come home and I'm too tired to play video games. I'm always like, I want to play video games, and then I end up playing League of Legends, and if I'm not playing League of Legends, I'm on TikTok or sleeping. So, like, I don't know. It's something I might start doing again just for fun. Whether I record it or not totally depends on how I'm feeling. I might actually just, like, not, because, you know, I don't really do that anymore. Like I said, this is kind of an exception. But, you know, maybe I'll get in the mood to again. Maybe I'll feel the need to kind of relive some of my teenage years. Also, I'm going to be quiet for a bit, because this remix slaps. I tried to catch Wario and I don't know if I did. Okay. Now that I let the beginning break play again, without me talking over it, yeah, the music in this track is insane, and I love it. Honestly, I hope that it's coming clear for you guys, but yeah. This is another one of those tracks, I don't know if I already said this, I might have said it in my head and not out loud, but this is another one of those tracks that when I got introduced to the Booster Course Pass, I played it for the first time and almost cried, because this, kind of like Waluigi Pinball, was another one of those tracks I liked back in the day. I loved the shortcut over the 2 hills. I haven't had a mushroom, so I haven't been able to really do it properly without risking falling in. But I used to do that in the time trials and stuff all the time, and do the double jump across both. And you know, it's got some good memories for me, and it's just one of those tracks I think aesthetically was cool back then, and snowboarding always makes me think of SSX, which I've also posted on this YouTube channel as a kid, because I loved those games, and I love Mount Wario and Base Mario Kart 8 for the same reason. But it just, and the music remix, it all just hit. It all made me think of, you know, playing this game for YouTube, and playing this game as a kid, you know, with my mom, and her coming home from work late at night, and, you know, making dinner, and then sitting down and playing Mario Kart with me till midnight. I remember asking Dad, as like a 13-year-old, can I stay up late to play with Mom? And him just kind of going, I guess, and then going to bed, and Mom and I, you know, staying up and playing. And it's not that my dad and I didn't bond or do things, it's just this wasn't one of those things that we did. This is something I did with my mom. You know, my dad and I bonded over other things, but Mario Kart is one of those fond memories where I always just, you know, especially Mario Kart Wii. Mario Kart Wii specifically makes me think of my mom. Mario Kart DS is more a me game. That I played you know, because it's portable. So I played that when I traveled. I played it on long car trips when we would drive back and forth between Washington and California all the time to visit family, and when we would, you know, fly places like to Vegas and to stuff like that. I think I might have played it on the way to Hawaii too. That or I played Pokemon because I might have had a 3DS by then. No, I didn't get my 3DS till college. I definitely was playing Mario Kart. But yeah, DS is more of an individual experience, but Wii makes me think of my mom. And then there are things that make me think of my dad, like specific songs or like stuff relating to anime and, you know, MMOs and stuff like that make me think of my dad. But Mario Kart and Mario in general is definitely more of a me and my mom thing. Which is cool. It's cool that I had parents that were into nerdy shit like MMOs and other video games and music, and it's really, I think I grew up in a very good and healthy household, and I'm sure that they're proud of me for being able to move out on my own and do this, which is cool. This track is so fucking beautiful. Completely random change of topic after that emotional-ish tangent, but like, God, playing this for the first time was so sick. And like, I've never been to Singapore, but this track makes me want to go. Like, I want to visit visit parts of Asia and go. I'm half Filipino myself, as I've talked about before on this channel. Like, which if you didn't know that, hi, I'm Filipino, I'm Asian. But, I want to visit Southeast Asia and experience it. And this track is so beautiful. Like, if actual Singapore is this pretty, like, I want to go. I want to go to where this is based on. Okay, right here is where my mind was blown. Going to Chinatown for the first time was so cool, but this last lap section, especially because of how long of a last lap this is amazing. This is gonna be one of my favorite tracks. Like, I already know this is cementing itself in my favorite Mario Kart tracks ever. Like, not just my favorite tracks in 8 or my favorite track out of the DLC. Like, this is insane. Like, first impressions, this is a top 5 Mario Kart track for me. The techno music, the like fun long, I'm stuck. Oh my god, the fun long course, and you know, the Asian theming and Chinatown, and like I'm gonna be quiet. Listen to this. This music's so good. Like the gongs and the like chanting and the I don't know what it's called. The stringed instrument. What is it called in Chinese? The mandolin? Is that what it's called? Regardless, like, it's just, it's so pretty, and this whole track is so cool, and I've always loved Asian culture, you know, growing up, and wanting to connect with my own culture and stuff, and this cup also has Bangkok Rush, and that track is really cool too, and really complicated, but like in a fun way. And all I can do is hope that at some point Tor gets a Philippines track, and if it does, I'll reinstall Tor, because I want to see what they do with it. Like, I really do want to see what they do with it. But yeah, I've been recording this for about half an hour, and I'm probably going to post this unedited like I used to do, because I think that's part of the fun, and I think that's part of the nostalgia. I've been saying that word so much, it's not sounding like a word anymore. So I'm going to cut that Asia rant short, but thank you guys for watching this if you did, and it was great to get to like talk to a camera for half an hour again like I used to. I have some plans later today that I desperately need to shower and get ready for, so I'm about to do that, but I'm going to look at what I unlocked. Something ugly. I want the Bowser glider. I still don't have it unlocked in this game yet. I haven't played it enough. I played a lot of the original 8, but not Deluxe until the DLC, so I'm still missing things, and I need to finish unlocking stuff. Which, if you were curious, this is my loadout for now until I get the Bowser kite, and then I'm going to go back to the Bowser kite. Just because it fits, you know, Bowser Jr. having a kite of his dad. But, yeah. It was a really nice experience getting to do something I used to do in my childhood again with the same shitty quality. I think that was part of the fun, is that it's, like, almost identical to how I used to do them as a kid, and you've gotten to hear, you know, as I've gotten older, how I sound as an adult compared to how I sounded when I talked like this and was 15. Oh my god, I'm high school James trying to pretend I'm not gay, and I don't know, it feels great to do this again. It felt amazing, honestly. If you guys didn't watch the silly video, I don't hold it against you because it's super cringe, but if you did, thank you so much. And I hope I can do something like this again in the future and relive some of those moments from when I was younger. It was a fun journey to have you guys on for half an hour of your time today. So thank you very much.